Hey guys, welcome back to the channel, Jtwes. I'm Joey. Sam's filming behind the camera today. Will had to go to Wilmington to see his better half, which is fine. I don't blame him. That's a good thing. I thought what we'd do today, guys, we've had 3, 4, 5 days of dry weather, a little bit of warm weather. Appreciate all the input on the graft. I do like a couple of guys commented that I could, if this don't take, I could take some now, which I'm gonna do after we get done filming this. I'm gonna cut some and put them in the refrigerator just in case that doesn't take, and if it doesn't take, we can cut off about that much of it and do it again. So we're gonna do that here in just a little bit, but right now what we're gonna do is I want to see if I can make a few rolls up. So here's the deal about early spring. When it gets dry enough to maybe try to work dirt a little bit, it seems like there's another weather front coming in, just like today. It's supposed to rain today. And by the time you get to where you can get over it with the tractor and cut it a little bit, well, it's raining again. So what I want to do, I'm trying to make up about 3, 4 rows, maybe. Rows, broccoli and cabbage, and maybe some potatoes, because I want these rows made up so when it does get dry enough to get in there, I can get in there and just go ahead and plant it. Because any of you guys following the channel, I can knock the top of the row off, so I'm not worried about that. And hopefully just get them ready to plant. So that's what we're going to do today. We're going to make up some rows. So we got the disc, and I need to put them on, and I've kind of staged them a little bit, guys. Usually y'all see me getting them off the shelf and stuff, but so I've staged them a little bit, and we'll get these on. This ain't gonna be real perfect today, but we're gonna. And this is just, a lot of guys ask me a lot, do I have a angle? And I don't know a mathematical angle. No, I don't. It just is something that you just have to have put them on a lot and just get out there and use them and kind of know what works for you. Is about the only angle I got. So that's going to need to be right there. Occasionally I will hit a setup on these things, and it's like, man, they working good, and I want to just freeze that setup, but unfortunately you got to take them back off. On our back feet, guys, we're going to leave the drawbar on the tractor, and I don't really take it off much until and I moved my mic down a little bit. Sorry, the other day when we did the graph, I had the mic up pretty hard, and when I'm sitting here working and doing stuff, I get to breathing hard, and I told Will I felt bad because it sounded like Darth Vader doing a video. But so appreciate y'all giving me some grace on that. So I moved it down a little bit more, maybe right there. Hopefully it doesn't pick up as much as my breathing, because picking these things up and putting them on a tractor can, I'm not way out of shape, but it can get you winded. Any of you notice, you see me pulling this clip out, it does have a hole here for one of these. Where's it at? It's right there. But I cut those tips off and welded them on there, I don't know, 4 or 5 years ago. And it just allows me to put them on and off easy. And I just reach in there. Can you get that, Sammy? You able to get that?
Yep.
Put this one on. And again, we'll just reach behind the wheel here. Drop that in. I'm trying to keep from getting this grease all over me. All right, so we're using another thing I'll mention. I'm using the shovels today, and a lot of folks want to know why I don't use the sweeps as much. Sweeps for me have always been something that I used finishing plowing. The last time I'm gonna plow it or something like that. But up until then, I like these shovels, I always have. And that's probably just years of some tobacco farming there. All right, so we got the feet on now. These shovels, they're not designed to be pulled straight up and down. So we need to put some sort of an angle on them, okay? And if you'll watch this shovel, I'm gonna make it go from here to like that. That's probably about enough. Now we need to do this one. All right, you got to take into account, and I may have that one a little too far. You got to take into account when the tractor lets, excuse me, when the tractor lets this shovel down. It's going to put a little bit of angle on it. Matter of fact, just looking at this one, I'm going to back it back off just a little bit. That should be enough. Ideally, these things, mine have gotten where I need to keep an eye on them. They'll get out of adjustment in 30 minutes of field work. The other thing we're going to do, again, guys, like I said, you've seen me talk about this. I keep it loose 90% of the time. But today, we're going to put a little bit of down pressure on the back feet. And this is what's going to do it right here. Now, notice when I tighten this up, I kind of give it what I call an oil filter snug. Because I do want this thing where if something was to happen, it would actually push, it would break away and push forward. I don't want it so tight that it would actually bend this before it would push this forward. Okay, now I can see my disc. I got to come back. I got to come back quite a bit with this one. I fully expect the ground to be sticky. I didn't film it, guys, but I was able to cut a little bit. We'll try that. May still be a little too close. We'll try that and see what that does. All right, feet on, disc on. Let's give it a cold start. Oh guys, I did kind of embarrassed to show you all this, but we'll see if I can find one. Yeah, here's one. Let me put it in here, Sammy. Maybe you can focus on it. Yes, boy, I did change my plugs. A little bit rich. She got to skipping on me so bad the other day, which I remembered I hadn't changed the plugs in it, and I don't know, it's probably been a year and a half. That's still gonna be, golly, you'd think this was the first time I ever put disc on a tractor. These things are, this one's too far forward, this one's back. We'll try it and see. All right, guys, so we cut a little bit of it yesterday, which it aired out pretty good. I actually cut one streak Thursday evening, I believe it was, and then my tractor was skipping so bad it wouldn't barely make it through the field. So I changed the plugs and I cut a little bit yesterday. That piece right there was pretty wet on down there. I think I can make it through it. But don't be surprised, guys, if you see the tractor spinning there, and that's okay. Once I get it up in a roll, she'll dry back out. I'll be the first to say I don't like working wet land. If you work wet land, it's gonna stay with you the rest of the year. Garlic's looking good. We tickled it a little bit the other day. You can see down through there. I mean, she's pretty consistent. I'm proud of how the boys planted that with the planter. I mean, it did good. What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna run the back feet through the garlic because I need to reestablish this spur to put my tire in, and we're gonna make the first roll coming back this way because I need to reestablish where to put the back tire at. So we'll run the back feet through the garlic and probably do both rolls, to be honest with you. May let the disc down just a little bit, but that's what we'll do. All right, so that's 3 rolls. 1 roll of cabbage and broccoli, 2 rolls of potatoes. I think we'll be okay there. And then the rest of this, I'm hoping those 100 slips of sweet potatoes, which I think they will for sure. Yeah, I'll have plenty of more. And then plus I want to put some purple hull peas in here too this year. But we got to get electric fence around it before long. I've about decided to get some of that tape electric fence about that wide and just fence this and the bean garden in at the same time. Just make it where I don't have to come through it one time with the tractor, and everything else will be where I can turn around and don't have to take down but one piece to get the tractor in. So we'll do that, and it's got some cleats in it, but they'll mellow out, and when I plant it, I'm gonna have that scrape blade on the belly of the tractor, so I'll be able to knock down anything and flatten it back out. But so at least now it's in a row, and it's gonna get wet again. It's gonna rain tonight, but hopefully around the 1st of March or so, I'm ready if the chance presents itself to plant some cabbage and broccoli with the planter. We can do it. And if it's a drier spring and you know the weather does good, and I mean I can come in here and chisel plow it, cut it down and relist it. Just not a big deal, but just I wanted to have me 3 rolls ready to go. But it's appreciate everybody watching. Thank you so much. Hey, did you know Farm Mile 140 had a parking brake? You let those back feet down, she ain't going nowhere. Appreciate everybody watching, all the new subscribers. Look forward to this year, and you know, some gardening and leaning towards some sweet corn in the plow day field. I got quite a bit of seed from that. What was it we planted? Oh man, that sweet corn that I bought from Hoss Tools. Oh man, I can't remember the name right off my head. It wasn't really that sweet as like Silver Queen, but I mean it was still good corn. So we may plant that. Just not sure yet. We'll see how things go. And thank you again. God bless you. We'll see you.